So we're getting the details now. What do you make of the latest assessment in terms of the headline assessment relative to the other oil majors?
Well, look, I think what's really interesting is that although, and the sort of some of the top line numbers, you see Aramco looking more profitable than Amazon and Apple and all of the other world's biggest companies, when you start to dig down a little bit more and compare it into some of the other big oil majors and look at the sort of the profit Aramco is producing per barrel, sometimes it's not matching up to some of the other big oil companies, and a big part of that is because Aramco faces this huge tax bill that it has to pay, which is a huge portion of what is funding the Saudi state.
I mean, both rating agencies pointing out the strong liquidity position that Saudi Aramco has. And the question becomes, how do they go about their financing plans in the next 2 to 3 years, especially the upcoming bond issuance?
Well, yeah, what we're seeing is, the first glimpses we're getting of the Aramco balance sheet show the very, very little debt on there, and so leveraging it up to pay for this, to pay for the acquisition of SABIC is very, in some senses, a sort of a wise move for the Saudi state to do, to pass money across to the sovereign wealth fund. What we're seeing from the rating agencies saying is that they're expecting the SABIC acquisition to be paid for over a period of 3 years, and they're also expecting it to mainly come from free cash flow. So that's perhaps indicating that the bond sales is not going to be the $69 billion to pay for the full SABIC acquisition, and maybe we're going to see something a lot smaller, and Aramco actually working out the SABIC payoff over time from the free cash flow generated from operations.
It's going to be interesting to see in a world where rates are so low. That debate between using leverage at historically low rates for corporates versus using the cash, given the Saudi fiscal position, are those the kind of calls you're going to be making over the next couple of days in terms of where everybody's going to tip their hat?
Yeah, I mean, I think, exactly. The Saudi Arabia has only just started coming out to the bond markets over the past few years, and always had a fantastic reception from investors. And as well, Aramco. I think what's interesting is when you look at the Aramco ratings, they have matched the Saudi sovereign. So when they go out to the bond markets, are we going to see